Mike Garafolo, Ian Rapoport, Tom Pelissero today from the owners' meeting in Florida, talking about Kirk Cousins and what they heard from Falcons head coach Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris, Falcons head coach, walks into the room and is asked, I don't know, about 6 or 7 questions right off the bat about his backup quarterback. And it's not like he doesn't have a first-round drafted quarterback last year. Kirk Cousins, Morris saying what the Falcons have said all offseason, that they would welcome Kirk Cousins back as their backup quarterback. Do we believe that necessarily? I don't know. But he said all conversations so far between Kirk and the organization have been great. If there is an opportunity that works for both sides, a trade, they will explore that. But I don't expect that to happen before the draft.
Well, the Falcons have been very forthright. They have been honest. They are planning for Kirk Cousins to be their backup quarterback. Now, that might not be the case after round 1 of the draft, because at that point, we will find out whether or not certain teams, let's say maybe the Browns would be one of them, draft a quarterback in the first round. If they do not, then trading for Kirk Cousins, a new team eating some of the salary, would at least become plausible. And that seems to be what the Atlanta Falcons are waiting on, which is some team to come in and take a little bit of the salary, give a draft pick, take a highly paid backup off their hands.
To Mike's point of 6 to 7 questions to Raheem Morris about his backup quarterback, this is, in fact, part of the argument for trading Kirk Cousins is perpetual questions through the entire offseason when you want the focus on Michael Penix, building an offense around him, his development, what he's going to do for the team. And instead, every day, it's, is there any update on Kirk?
And Fred, that's a very valid point. At some point, Kirk Cousins becomes a distraction for the Falcons.
Well, he's already not going to be there for the OTAs in the offseason. You know, he's even said that. If anything, he would show up for the mandatory minicamp, but he's going to be disengaged. So that's where, you know, everybody I talked to at the NFL Combine that kind of had an ear to the ground said the same thing. There's no way they're going to pay the $10 million bonus. Well, they did. And so they've dug in. And when we look at this musical chair game, like I said, you almost, if you believe that Cousins would be a better option than Kenny Pickett for the Browns, you almost want Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Steelers and soon, because right now there's 2 teams that need a starting caliber quarterback, and that's the Steelers and the Browns. And if Rodgers retires or turns them down, then they're going to be right in the same situation as the Browns, but in a worse situation, you could argue, because they have Mason Rudolph as the only quarterback, and they don't pick till 21st in the first round. So at least the Browns would know, okay, we can take a quarterback with the second over pick. At least we have that option, whereas the Steelers wouldn't, and they would be bidding with you and probably have more ammunition, you know, and appealing with a starting job and DK Metcalf and Pickens and things like that for Cousins, because again, he has a no trade clause. So I think if you would like, you know, to have him waive the clause, he probably needs to see that you got a clear path to be the starter. And if you draft a quarterback number 2, then I think that no matter what you say, it's the writing's on the wall that you're going to start that number 2 guy if he's the quarterback. So it is interesting how these pieces work, but it doesn't make you feel any more comfortable, because if you wait till the draft and you don't know, you don't draft a quarterback thinking the ace in the hole would be trade for Cousins, and then you don't get him for whatever reason, then you really truly are stuck, you know, with Kenny Pickett, so to say, and then picking up whoever is unsigned still, or drafting 2 rookies to be in that room with Pickett. So I guess that's why everybody kind of wants this to come to fruition. But I can see from Cousins' standpoint why this would probably go until the draft before he even, you know, would agree to a trade.